The following is a live sports presentation of GLICOD. GLICOD.com.
GLICOD's coverage of Central Kentucky high school football starts now. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College.
And a pleasant good evening live from Douglas High School. Round 2 action on GLICOD. Chris LaBar, he's Bill Powell. Welcome to Frederick Douglass and GRC. Bill, these teams met 3 weeks ago. Broncos won 35-0. How did the Cardinals close the gap?
Yeah, that's a great question. They last week they did a few different things than they've done most of the year. Most of the year they did a lot of quick screens, bubble screens, little Tony Franklin Simpson. And last week they just lined up and ran power. So I'm interested to see what it is that they're going to try to do tonight.
It's a big win for GRC last week, their first postseason win in 5 years. And Sam Clements did a little bit of everything. He'll have to do more tonight.
Yeah, I was really impressed with his throwing ability. And I saw his completion percentage was really high. And he came in and threw the ball well. And that seemed to open up things for him. And you're right, he's a jack of all trades. He's a good runner, catches the ball, and of course he can quarterback.
He can. The Broncos 42-0 last week versus Dunbar. They took care of business. And as Coach McPeak will say in a little bit, he felt like his guys really got the message here in the loss versus Boyle County that they're ready to go.
Yeah, and I think when we talked about one of the keys to the game is the mental approach here. Just a few weeks ago, the Broncos put a beat down on them. And so really it's going to see how resilient GRC can be. And oftentimes, you have to make sure that these guys don't overlook GRC. So when you're dealing with high school kids, there's certainly emotion's a big factor.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight on GLICOD. It's GRC and Frederick Douglass. More coverage in just a moment.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next-level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
Greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Well, Nate, round 2 of the playoffs, and I guess you have to be pleased the way you took care of business last week in the shutout win versus Dunbar.
Yes, sir. We kind of took care of business, and, Coach Johnson is a friend of mine, and obviously, we had a little bit more talent than he did, and I appreciate him playing on Thursday and, just getting the game in, to be honest. Sometimes those 4 versus 1 matchups throughout the state can get a little lopsided, and, we did the best we could to, take care of him and his program. But our kids come out and did a pretty good job, execution-wise, and we were able to play, all of our kids on the bench and get them some playoff experience, even some freshmen dressed and got in, in the playoffs, which is good for the future. So took care of business, and, from here on out, we'll be playing some good teams. What is the challenge for you and your staff to get the kids ready to play in a game like that? It's tough. For me, it's tough just because, they know that, that team's 1-9, and, regardless, you still got to go out and play football, because football is a very humbling game. If you don't go out and take care of the ball and block and tackle, anything can happen. So, weird things happen in round 2, and hopefully that doesn't happen to us tonight. But definitely you just got to be more mentally sharp, and stay on them about it, even though it's very hard, to do when they know they're kind of a lot better than that particular team. And, it's kind of the same thing tonight. We've played each other, it'll be twice in 3 or 4 weeks, and it's tough, to prepare for the same people, when you've played them that close together. So, because they're still high school kids, and you got to get them dialed in. GRC with a nice win last week at Lafayette. Did that outcome surprise you at all? No, I thought our district was a lot stronger than the other. It was a good game. Lafayette had their chances to, win the game. So, GRC made some plays in the second half and, blocked a field goal and did some good things, in the run game, and played pretty good defense most of the night. So, they're coming in. I think it was their first postseason win in a while. So they'll come in riding high, and, they're definitely not going to be fearful of us where they're used to playing us in our district. I think our district on average won, I think the score was 38-3 versus the other district. So I knew our district was a lot stronger than the other, and, I was spot on. As it pertains to your team, let's talk about the growth of Cedric Works. I know he came into the fold a little bit late, but it seems like he's playing much, much better each week. Yeah, he's obviously a talented kid, Division I kid, just lengthwise and pressure-wise. And, it's been a major adjustment for him. I think he would admit that if you were to sit him down and talk to him, just because of, he came from Ohio and came from a pretty decent program, but, it's not ran like our program, and I don't mean that bad. It's just, we try to run a lot more structured things, and it's been something that he's not, had to adjust to and get ready for college football. Defense, -7 on turnovers, at least from a team perspective. How much of a concern is that at this point? It's the major reason why we lost the 4 games that we lost. Obviously it's always a concern, and in the playoffs, if you turn it over, you're going to go home. You're going to be putting in the banquet. We work on ball security every day. We work on it multiple times throughout the week, and just got to take care of it. And I'd like to see us turn, our defense get some turnovers. We did intercept the ball a few times against GRC when we played before, so hopefully we can do that again and get a few fumbles and, give our offense some good field position. But, we got to start turning some people over, and we got to take care of the football, as we move forward in the playoffs. Looking at Jackson's numbers, your quarterback, 9 interceptions on the year. You're so strong on the ground, good offensive line. Is there a thought you might condense things in postseason to keep the ball on the ground a bit more? Yeah, obviously, when the weather cools down too, which we know is coming, you got to be able to stop the run and run the football when it's 30 degrees outside. So, hopefully we can take care of business tonight. But, yeah, definitely it's something that, we got to, play to our strengths offensively. We're going to get a lot of man-to-man coverage, a lot of, plus, what I call plus boxes. They're going to put one more defender in there than you got that you can block. So Jackson's still going to have to make some throws. If he can play like he did against Corbin, we can win a state championship, but he knows he can't turn the ball over and give gifts like, he has in certain games this year. So, it's something that he's got to be mindful of and take care of the football.
Against a very challenging schedule, you've lost some games, but yet you've got everything in front of you. Do you feel like maybe this team is still on course to get to that state championship round?
Yeah, that's obviously we have one expectation here, one goal. It's a pressure-packed program. I tell people that all the time. Not everybody can play here. Not everybody can coach in it because we have one expectation. And, I feel like the last 2 years I'm kind of taking the program through the next phase with scheduling and trying to get at that top echelon is something that, St. X and Trinity have went through, the last 20, 25 years. And I feel like we're trying to take the program through that transition. And with that comes some adversity. You got to build your character through that. And, that's what we've experienced the last 2 years, 8-5 last year and losing 4 games this year. And hopefully it stays at 4 and not goes to 5.
Good luck tonight. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Be right back after this on Glycod.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You can get a jump start on end-of-year savings right now from Cartown Kia.
New 2025 Kia Sorento, just $329 down and $329 per month. Or the hot new 2025 Kia K4, just $229 down and $229 per month. Plus financing for 1.9% for up to 60 months or $3,000 off select models.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Alongside Bill Powell, I'm Chris Labar, back live at the farm, Frederick Douglass High School, the site of round 2 action between the Broncos and the GRC Cardinals. The Broncos with what appear, Bill, to have many advantages in this game, one of which, perhaps the most striking, they've got a lot of depth in the backfield.
Oh, they've got 5 guys that run for nearly 2,000 yards, and 4 of those guys are all pretty even, 400, 500 yards apiece. So and any one of them is a game breaker. So it's really a tall order for this defense from Georgia GRC tonight.
And the rest of the offense, you've got Avion Chenault. He is leading 6A and receiving touchdowns at 13, and he's had a great career.
Sometimes trying to make sure that everybody gets the touches that they deserve.
You've got Jackson Stroutman over 1,000 yards passing. He does have 18 touchdowns, but he's been susceptible to some interceptions on the year, just under 10.
Yes, and I noticed in your pregame talk there with Coach McPeak, one of the things that they want to really focus on is cutting back on turnovers, and particularly it's sometimes a lot easier done if you're just running the ball as opposed to throwing the ball down the field. So I'll be curious to see what they rely on tonight to get them through this game.
It is a cool, crisp weather evening. Our weather tonight presented by the great folks at Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment. Stop by at 1111 Winchester Road for the best in machinery for all of your outdoor activities. It's 50, and it is perfect playoff weather. Cloudy, but at least it's dry. That was not the case over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I'm certainly glad it wasn't like it was last night. It would have been a miserable evening, but this is the nice, crisp fall evening that of years gone by before things started heating up so much. So it's our first really cool game.
Douglas GRC 13 minutes ahead of kickoff. We'll talk in depth about this Cardinal program. They're on a little bit of a roll. We'll talk more about GRC football on the other side. Thanks for watching us tonight, wherever you are. This is Glycod.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Tonight's broadcast is authorized by Frederick Douglass High School with production rights owned by Glycod. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all participating student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. This is a GRC team, and kudos to them, Bill. Got their first postseason win in 5 years. Did it on the road in a defensive-minded game.
Yeah, and that's a big step forward for them in moving this program forward. Coach Joe Chirico, of course, has been this route before. He's had his team in the state championship and won once and runner-up another time, so he is certainly going to be able to help build this program.
More coverage in a moment.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Back at Frederick Douglass High School, GRC and the Douglas Broncos, round 2 of the 6A playoffs. Bill, before we took a quick pause, we talked about Joe Chirico, and he has quite the pedigree with a championship ring in his back pocket.
Yeah, he's had the experience. He knows what it takes to get his team through the playoffs here. I noticed he played a little psychological games here maybe tonight. Just it looks like they warmed up at down the road in Winchester and just got off the bus here about 20 minutes before the game. So we'll see how that plays out. But, yeah, he's been down this route before.
This is a GRC team. Again, we told you the win last week at Lafayette. And a little bit of a surprise, Sam Clements did a little bit of everything for them on offense.
Yeah, I think they expected to be able to run the ball a little better than they did. And as it turned out, they needed to employ some more passing. And as it turned out, Clements came in and just threw the ball real well and opened things up for them and allowed them to go ahead and close that game out.
You look at some of their other playmakers on offense. It's really a two-quarterback system, at least it has been at times. J.D. Maskin, almost 1,000 yards passing. And then Zayden Turner, he has really inherited the starting job middle of this year, and he's had a credible senior season.
Yeah, when they run the ball, he more than likely he's going to be the one that has the ball in his hands here. They have a couple receivers that they'll turn around on reverses or end runs, but by and large, they're going on the running game. They're going to rely on Zayden.
Talk about some keys to this game, Coach, presented by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. First and foremost, what is most important tonight for the Cardinals to spring a huge upset?
Well, they've got to stay with these guys early. They've got to get their kids believing they actually can win and compete with these guys, because it was only 2 weeks ago that they got a pretty good beat down on them. And so we've got to see how resilient they are, and the flip side, to make sure that Douglas is not overlooking these guys.
You've got a Cardinal team that is on a little bit of a roll. And then for Douglas, certainly take care of business again, but focused and hungry tonight.
Yes, yeah, and it's. I was talking to one of the coaches before the game down there, and he was assured me that his kids were going to go about doing business. I'm talking about for Douglas there, and make sure that they were focused and not looking past these guys. So, of course, that's what the coaches want. We'll see how the players respond to that.
Well, in GRC, so much success last week, really in a condensed game. They did a lot on the ground. How in the world can they muster some rushing attack against this formidable front?
That's a good question, and it remains to be seen if they will. There's so much talent on that defensive side of the football for Douglas, and I think we'll find out pretty early if they're going to be able to sustain any kind of real running attack.
Should be a great evening for high school football. Round 2 of the playoffs, GRC and Frederick Douglass. Kickoff on the other side of this timeout from Glycod.
We're here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School football, presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville, movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369, power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun, casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky, Community Action Council, New Vista, Tech 24, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Fast Signs. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on Central Kentucky High School football. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College.
Alongside former Middlesboro assistant football coach Bill Powell, I'm Chris Labar. Welcome back to the farm. GRC and Frederick Douglass. Round 2 of the playoffs will be GRC football after Frederick Douglass won the opening toss. Third overall matchup. Broncos winning 3 weeks ago in shutout fashion. And this the first ever playoff matchup between these two programs.
A lot of early enthusiasm on both sides of the ball here, Chris. So both these teams are excited to kick it off.
And GRC set to return. That is Braylon Nestor. And Nestor trying to bounce outside and cannot, as Frederick Douglass with an open field tackle. That was Sion Khan. And the Cardinal offense in tow inside their own 20-yard line.
First and 10, Cardinals.
GRC offense averaging 22 points per game.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
As the Cardinals send out Sam Clements, start this game at quarterback in the shotgun. First down and 10. First play from scrimmage for the visitors from Winchester. And Clements out in the flat, and he'll flip it over to the 15-yard line. And that ball is caught in the open field. That was Trey Davis, and a nice early first down pickup.
Yeah, nice little swing pass out there. And that's something they like to do, is just the short passes and take. They want whether they're running the ball or the short passes, they definitely want to shorten this game and keep that clock going.
Davis's 8th grab of the year. Nice 8-yard pickup on first down. Cardinals will have a left tackle, freshman Max Colton, to start this game. A second down and 2, and the Broncos penetrate in the backfield. And that's going to be perhaps no gain as they hand off Keandre Maxwell on the tackle.
Loss of a yard, second down and 11 after 25.
Brought both slot receivers in like a little wing action on both sides. You get an extra blocker in there, but didn't quite pay off for them.
Well, they're going to credit GRC with a first down on that first play from scrimmage. So that was a first down that made it first and 10, and then a loss of 1. So now second down and 11. The Cardinals, 25-yard line. As Sam Clements on an inside rush. Take it up for a few. It was Marcus Newcomb on the stop.
With the tackle. Gain of 3, it'll be third down and 8.
Broncos in that 3-4 defense, they like to run, but they also will quite often bring both outside linebackers up and make it look like a 5 front. Although they won't always bring those linebackers, but they want to affect the blocking schemes from GRC.
Zayden Turner to the right of Clements, and Clements out in the flat, and that ball is grabbed by Martin, and Martin in the open field, perhaps a gain of a couple up to the 32-yard line, and it will be fourth down and about 5.
Broncos laid back in zone there a little bit, allowed them to catch the ball in front of them in that bend but don't break approach, and it worked for them there. So looks as if GRC is going to have to kick it away.
It's Gunnar Martin's 7th grab of the year. He had 2 last week at Lafayette. And Sam Clements is the normal punter, so he'll trot in the backfield here. And you would suspect that the Cardinals would give it away here in the early going.
I'm still betting a quick kick right here from them. I've seen them execute this before.
Davis spills out of the backfield as Clements back, and there you go, Bill. Clements will pooch it forward, and that's going to roll down inside the 20-yard line, and a wonderful special teams play by the Cardinals. It's down to the 8-yard line, and that'll be a 60-yard Cardinals punt.
I'm really surprised that, in spite of the offensive lineup there, that the Broncos didn't put somebody back deep, because when you don't, then, of course, you have no return whatsoever. But nice play there by GRC.
So the Bronco offense will take the field inside their 10, averaging 30 points per game. Offensive line includes Austin Harmon at left tackle. Howard Carter is the left guard. Lavelle Martin having a great senior season at center. Right side of the line has Razion Gillespie at guard. And Western Kentucky-bound Jackson Dials at right tackle. Stroutman out in the flat. He's going to float it out on a screen pass. That's Smith. And Peyton Smith up across the 10-yard line.
Started the same way that GRC did, a little swing pass there, just to get your quarterback relaxed and get a completion under his belt. Not a big game, but the quarterback starts off good there, Chris. He feels like, okay, I'm 1 for 1, so a little confidence boost to start.
Well, that was something Nathan McPeak talked about, just trying to provide Stroutman some confidence. He played so well in the win versus Corbin, and we're going to have a pre-snap penalty on the Broncos. So that'll take it down inside the 5 after the Frederick Douglass infraction. Peyton Smith has started running back today. One of 4 Broncos over 300 yards on the year on the ground, with Avion Chenault, Darion Talbert, the 2 featured receivers. Yeah, Stroutman on 2nd down and long, facing some pressure, and he's going to chuck it out of bounds. Nice GRC pressure coming right up the middle.
Good pressure, good coverage. Had Stroutman there rolling to his left and unable to position his feet and make a strong throw right there. He wisely threw the ball out of bounds.
It looked like a current Steeler Najee Harris coming up the middle from his linebacker spot. So 3rd down and 13. Cardinals winning the early field position battle after a 60-yard Sam Clements punt. And then the Broncos with a 5-yard mark off. Now they've got 3rd down and long. Low snap. Hand off on the near side to Corey Talbert. Talbert across the 10 to the 15, scooting up the near sideline. He needed the 18 for a 1st down. It looks like he'll step out back across the 10.
He is so fast, Chris. They had a little bit of a seam right there. He made a juke and just turned on the jets, and not many people could have made what he made out of that play. Just, you see me a plant, great move right there.
4th down and a yard.
Just an electric player.
So the Broncos with 4th down and 5. There's an 8-yard pickup by Talbert.
I would not be surprised to see a long count or a hard count here.
Avion Chenault's the punter. The Broncos going to go for it on 4th down and 5, and they will be denied. The GRC front with a wonderful play, and they're going to have it perched inside the Bronco 20-yard line.
Wow, what a gamble. I mean, that wasn't inches, Chris. And it's also, you're back, it's not only in your territory, you are deep in your territory. So that was not just a gamble, that was an incredible gamble on their part. GRC's come to play. We saw when they walked around that track. They came on a mission. And the longer they can stay in this game, the more chance they feel like they have to win it.
Well, and the Cardinals, they won that series, and they certainly won that play. And the Cardinals now inside Bronco 20, 1st down at 10. Clements this time under center. And Clements got the hand from J.D. Maston, and Clements powering just shy of the 10-yard line. So the Cardinals trying to play a little smash mouth football early.
And when you look at this play again right here, I thought it was a little trap action, but it was not. And just good blocking on that offensive line created a nice seam for Clements to run through. So nice job by that offensive line there for GRC.
Maston under center. And around. Handoff, that's Trey Davis, and Davis lunging for a Cardinals touchdown. A 2-play, 17-yard drive, and Trey Davis on an end around has given the Cardinals a stunning early lead.
If you watch here, what they did was, the play looked identical to the last play, but instead of faking to that end around, he gave it to him and then went ahead with the fake inside, maybe froze a linebacker. Just great play calling there.
Clements will hold. And that kick is up and through, and GRC a 7-0 early lead. Bronco football in just a moment.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with
down as GRC. An improbable early start. Broncos go for it inside their 20 on 4th and 5. And the Cardinals lead by 7. It's a pooched kick to the left, a live football, and the Broncos cough it up as they had it momentarily across the 30-yard line. A massive scrum on the sideline. And it's going to be GRC possession.
Wow. Wow, what a turn of events.
It looked like the Broncos had it momentarily on the high carom.
You know, Chris, you mentioned Trey Davis on that end around. His dad played on the last state championship for GRC back in '91. And, of course, he comes from a very athletic family. He's got 2 brothers playing college baseball, and his dad's, his uncle, rather, is Matt Ginter, a Major League Baseball player for about 6 or 7 years. So a lot of athleticism runs in those genes.
Cardinals trying to capitalize. Clements playing with house money. That ball is caught in a touchdown. Cam McAlpin from 32 yards.
You know, there was really good coverage on that, but the defensive back never really quite got his eyes on the ball. And McAlpin right there just went up and made a great catch. Just that quickly, Douglas finds themselves in a big hole.
Levi Ross on for the point after. And that one will add 1 to the tally. If you just joined us, wow.
As they say, who'd have thunk it?
Broncos defeated GRC 35-0 3 weeks ago. But to the Cardinals' credit, and Coach Chirico coming out there on that very first play after the onside kick, and Clements, a great pitch to Cam McAlpin.
I think it's quite clear that they did not come to be competitive. They came to win this game, and they came with a game plan to see that happened. McAlpin there, he caught that touchdown pass. He just signed this week to play baseball at Eastern Kentucky. So a lot of athleticism on that GRC team, not to be overlooked.
Well, and now for the Broncos, how will they handle a punch? Not just 1, but 2.
That's a good question. I think we're about to find out.
Levi Ross to kick it off. And this one squibbed on the ground again and finally smothered and captured by Frederick Douglass at the 46-yard line. That was Peyton Smith.
You know, it's not really a bad idea. You know, the high school coach in Texas who onside kicked every time and got about 40% of those. But then even if you kick it deep, you run the threat of Chenault taking it deep. So why not give it a shot on onside kicks? I think that's a good ploy on their part.
There you see the Cardinals' brain trust, and my, oh my, a 2-touchdown lead, some 5 minutes deep. We'll see how the Broncos can handle some adversity. And a new quarterback, it's Darion Talbert, and Talbert wiggles for a first as Darion Talbert with about a 17-yard gain up to the 40-yard line.
Into Cardinal territory.
We just alluded to this earlier. He's such an electric player here. A little quarterback draw and just Really nice running.
Certainly good to see Darion back again, his 4th game after missing the first 7 with an injury. And he is clearly a difference maker when healthy. Stroutman, the quarterback now, in the belly of Peyton Smith, and Smith rounding the corner. Nice stiff arm as Smith slung to the ground back at the 34-yard line. It's Trey Davis on the stop.
Number 23, Peyton Smith. With
Good little spin move there, but Trey Davis held on and slung him down by his jersey. But nice pickup for first down, nevertheless. 6 yards.
As the Broncos try to circumvent some offense on this really important drive. Still in the first quarter, but a significant march after giving up a couple of early scores. 2nd down and 5 as the Broncos need 5 for the first. That's Dakari Talbert, and he's got a first down with a second-level rush up to the 22 and a scamper of 14.
Down to the 24-yard line. Gain will be good for another first down.
They're just so fast in that backfield, Chris, no matter who is running the ball. Kick out block by the tackle there. Created a wide gap.
And some laundry. And the second whistled against Frederick Douglass. The officials unfortunately did not sign in, so we don't have a name for you for the white hat, but it will be 2 early Broncos infractions. And certainly not the recipe here early for Frederick Douglass, the heavy favorite here in this round 2 contest. Dakari Talbert, the back, and Talbert prodding forward, splitting defenders as Talbert brought down finally at the 22. He'll pick up the 5-yard back from the penalty.
You know, he's just 170 pounds, Chris, but he's so hard to get a good lick on. He's wiggling and squirming, and he's a tough guy to get a grip on.
Certainly tough to get a clean angle on.
But you'll see that offensive line right now. This offensive series has done a great job of getting a surge off that line.
2nd down and long. There's a little flip to Dakari to the near side, and Talbert in open confines will take it a couple yards short of a first down up to about the 17. This Cardinals defense on the year led by linebacker Striker Davidson, over 60 tackles, including 13 for a loss. And defensive end Cole Rose credible as well, and then corner Kamani John leads them in interceptions at 4. And a monumental 3rd down as we slide under 4 minutes in this opening quarter. Stroutman leaving it for Peyton Smith, and Smith perhaps bumped forward. And he looks from here to be a tad short.
I think they are about a foot short, Chris.
Our camera tint just a tad off, so what you see on your screen is not the true representation. The Broncos certainly wearing their traditional orange pants. But it's 4th down and short. Peyton Smith positioned to the right. Jackson Stroutman. And a whistle. Not exactly certain with discussion looming here, Bill.
I'm not either. It looked as if they tried to draw an offsides. The lineman with a quick move to look back as if they were checking the quarterback. I don't know if that was intentional or okay. But nevertheless, it didn't work. GRC stayed tight. And the Broncos are going to rethink this.
This is a big early play.
It is.
As the Broncos try to muster some points in response on 4th down and under a yard. Peyton Smith needing one. Smith's got the first down, racing for the boundary. Touchdown. So Peyton Smith scampering in for 6, his 7th rushing score of the year.
You know, I don't want to keep repeating myself all night, but I just want to say that every one of these backs for Frederick Douglass is just so fast. You saw him, even though the DB for GRC had the angle, he still outran him to the corner there, to the pylon, and just really nice play there by Frederick Douglass offense.
Stephen Aranda on for the point after. He's 26 out of 27. Hold is down, and that one blasted through. A very intriguing start on the farm. GRC by 7, and they'll possess the football in just a moment.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Great response by the Broncos. Peyton Smith in for a touchdown rush on 4th and less than 1. And now GRC leading by 7. Aiden Lawless with a short intermediate kick. It's cradled by Nestor. And Nestor changing direction to the near side. And now he'll be the wise of where as he'll duck out at the 25.
I was thinking the same thing myself. Allow yourself to make another play.
What a great start tonight for GRC. I'm not sure Joe Cherico and crew could be even more exuberant with this beginning.
Those are the kinds of starts that get your kids believing, hey, we can not only compete with these guys, we can beat this team.
Sam Clements with touchdown pass of over 30 yards to Cam McAlpin. And that was preceded by Trey Davis end around. It's 1st and 10, flipped out in the flat and bobbled by McAlpin for an incomplete pass.
Fastball's incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Different little play there. Clements gave a couple of steps like he was actually going to run the ball, probably to freeze those linebackers, and then just threw the ball a little high here to the receiver. You'll see the slot guy drops back, just a little out of his reach.
It looked like there was a little space on the near side. Had McAlpin been able to grasp it?
I think so.
Flip to Davis. Davis for a yard or 2 up to 28-yard line. That's Marcus Newcomb with his 2nd early Bronco tackle.
It's going to be really tough to circle this defense. Broncos, just like they do in the backfield, have a lot of speed on the defense. Especially you got big Cedric Works out there, the UK commit. And he's well coached. No, he's a big body, but he moves well. And it's just going to be tough to get around these guys.
GRC trying to avoid a 3-and-out. They picked up a 1st down on their very first play from scrimmage. With several Cardinals highlights, including a 60-yard punt in this frame. Empty set for Clements. And Sam on a design run as he accelerates to the near side. And a gutsy run and a slide perhaps short as Clements needed the 37. And this one could be, well, it will be a 1st down.
I thought he slid just a little short of it, Chris, but the officials saw it differently, and I'm sure they saw it correctly.
Spotted at the 38.
Let's take another look at this as Clements, hard to determine where the marker was on the near side, but it will be enough and a great run on 3rd down and long.
He apparently saw the marker. We couldn't see it by the team, but apparently he had the awareness to know that he had it and then made the wise decision to slide.
Well, and it's plays like that that can really continue the momentum for the key underdog in this game. Clements going to traverse to the left, and my, oh my, slides in again. Pickup of about 7.
Got lucky there that they didn't get a call on that. You know, he was sliding, and the guy really dove at him anyway and just clipped his shoulder pad. Let's watch it again here, but you'll see. He comes up and starts that slide, and then comes a guy right over, but not as egregious as I first thought. But you need to be careful. You certainly don't want to lose any players in this game.
Well, now with time on the Cardinals side here, they may not have to run a play in the balance of this quarter. Looks like they will, however. Direct snap. Clements needs 3. Yep, there's a first down as he tucks out across the 50 to the Bronco 49. That's a squirm of 7. And another first down. Clements last week on the ground, 91 rush yards. He had 76 passing yards.
He is truly an all-round athlete, a very essential part of this GRC offense.
JT Maston crouched up under center. Here's Trey Davis on the end around. They scored on that play earlier, and Davis will take it for a few up to about the 47, and that's going to conclude a surprising and inspiring first quarter. GRC 7 will step aside, second quarter on the way back.
Get a jump start on end-of-year savings right now from Cartown Kia.
New 2025 Kia Sorento, just $329 down and $329 per month. Or the hot new 2025 Kia K4, just $229 down and $229 per month. Plus financing for 1.9% for up to 60 months or $3,000 off select models.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Bill Powell, the rest of our great Glycod crew. GRC over the Broncos. And it's Cardinal football from 46-yard line. And GRC, one of the keys, Bill, was their ability to run the ball, and they have.
They definitely have, and they've ran it inside the tackles to some success there.
Now Clements rolling to the strong side. He floats it forward, and that ball dropped and incomplete.
Yeah, just threw it a little behind him. He had it, would have been a nice little 5 or 6 yard pickup.
It was JT Maston, the occasional quarterback, that was the intended target.
Yeah, he's just a big, strong, athletic kid. You know, even with Clements playing quarterback, you've got to put him on the field somewhere. He is a good runner himself, and, you know, he provides some challenges for the defense knowing that he's out there.
GRC 46 yards rushing in the first quarter, 46 passing. Now they've got a 3rd down and 7. Line of scrimmage in Broncos territory, and perhaps the first GRC penalty. So that will balloon the down and distance to 3rd down and 12.
Against the Cardinals, 5-yard penalty. We'll make it 3rd down and 12.
As this Cardinal team under 500 on the year. Of course, losing to the Broncos 3 weeks back, 35-zip.
They've played a tough schedule, though. They really have. So
they're down in 12. That's Clements. He's going to chuck it down the middle of the field, intended for McAlpin, seeking a flag, and there it is.
I was watching that referee. I said, surely he's going to call that. It just took him a moment to reach back and couldn't quite find that flag, but clearly defensive interference there. Nice throw by Clements. He just throws a really good ball, Chris, a nice tight spiral.
That was corner DeColdis Fields. It's whistled for that pass interference, and you're right, Bill. There it comes, the yellow hanky. So 15-yarder becomes a 1st down.
Pass interference against the Broncos. 1st down for the Cardinals.
Time of possession thus far being controlled, believe it or not, by GRC. Inside rush across the 35. It's in the belly of Trey Davis.
Leading the way for the Broncos defense.
I didn't realize Trey was that big, 6 foot, 190 pounds.
2nd down and 8.
Well, and credit this Cardinal team and Coach Cherico and staff. They've not backed down one bit coming into this game.
You know, he's got a really good staff, too. He brought 2 guys with him from Paintsville. One of them is an attorney, the defensive coordinator, and the offensive coordinator was also with him at Paintsville.
2nd down and long. There's Clements on the design draw, and Clements, a clever run. He split defenders, and that may be enough for a 1st down.
He really does a good job of watching and allowing those blocks to take shape, and then just slithers through there. Very athletic, good field vision.
It's Marco Hill involved in that stop. And that will be a 1st down.
1st down pickup.
The crowd on the near side just really almost has their breath taken from them. Cardinals controlling the early phases in this game. There's Davis trying to gash the middle, and it's going to be enough for about 4 or 5 yards on 1st down.
GRC is really playing with a lot of confidence right now. They're running right at him and just challenging him to play football. Man-on-man-on.
Gain of 4.
And it's not often you say this, but thus far, Broncos losing at the point of attack on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yes, surprising for sure.
Second down and 6. Clements again, a design rush. Needs a half dozen. Perhaps he'll get half that. That'll leave a little meat on the bone at 3rd down.
Big play. Stop there.
What's the adjustment, Bill, that the Broncos' Jeffrey Poe defensive coordinator has to make?
That's a good question.
About 5 yards to go.
I think one of the things he's going to have to do is he's just going to have to challenge his guys up front to be more physical, to not be blown off the ball, and to not allow that offensive line to create a surge.
Sam Clements in the backfield. Landon Belcher is to his right. On 3rd and short, Clements on a screen to Belcher. Belcher cuts it across, and he will be about a yard short as he tucked it back inside.
Getting down to the 19-yard line.
So 4th down and about 1.
It's going to be 4th down.
Nice blocking there on the wideouts, which is really a hard area to maintain your blocks. But he did a good job allowing them to pick up a couple of yards there. But as you said, it looks like it's going to be about 3 yards short.
Well, this would be a 36-yard field goal try. Of course, it would become a 2-score game. But the Cardinals right now having none of that. The offense back out there. First fourth down conversion opportunity tonight for the Cardinals, and GRC with a little consternation. They'll call timeout. Big fourth down on the other side of this timeout. Thanks for watching us tonight on Glycod.
The road, call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Fourth down and 1 looming for GRC as the Cardinals pause play. They'll have it at the Bronco 19-yard line.
I know it's a little early to say this, but this could be a huge play in the game. If they can get a first down here that allow them to go in and put that third score on the board, that would certainly, even though it's just the first half, put a little pressure on Frederick Douglass.
Cardinals will have the football. GRC will kick the football away in the second half. As the Cardinals 4th and 1. Clements on a design rush. He floats it at the last moment. It's caught. But the Bronco defense off the field. Ellie Mangego with the tackle.
Mangego was never fooled on that. He stayed home, actually right beside the receiver, just waited for him to catch the ball. See, he's right there with him. Nice tackle. That could have been a huge conversion for GRC if they'd gotten that.
So now we'll see what the Broncos have to say about this 7-point deficit. Jackson Stroutman in the shotgun. He's taken all but one snap. Dakari Talbert took one earlier. There's a handoff. And Peyton Smith stacked up for next to nothing.
31, Dakari Talbot with the carry. Out to about the 21, 2-yard gain, second down and 8.
Second down and long. Is this Cardinal defense, just like Frederick Douglass, at a negative ratio on turnovers. Broncos are -7. GRC a little bit better, -4 on the year. Dakari Talbert now flagged to the left of Stroutman with Avion Chenault in motion. And Chenault will touch it for the first time on the pass on the screen. And Chenault with a catch and cut across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 7.
Up to about the 28-yard line.
Third down and 1 as Chenault with the grab, his 33rd of the year.
Nice play there by Douglas, just trying to get the ball to Chenault in space and just let him use his athletic ability to make something happen. And he almost got the first down, just barely a yard short.
Stroutman, there's the first touch. That's Pharaoh Watts, and Watts with a first down across the 50 and out now at the 44-yard line. Be a 35-yard rush for Pharaoh Watts. Oh, Bill, you've got so many Bronco running backs. It's just a matter of time before one breaks.
You really do. And they all come in fresh. They run 2 or 3 plays, then run another one in on you. So explosive.
And the Broncos back to it again on first down and 10. That's another gashing run. That's Dakari Talbert. And Talbert fighting for yardage down across the 15 to the 13 and a gain of 32.
Great individual effort there. Great individual. If we were charting yards after contact, he would have racked up quite a few there. Several guys had an opportunity to get him and did not.
It's Trey Davis just being dragged down the middle of the field. Back-to-back gashing runs for the Broncos as this drive began inside their 20. And now they're inside the GRC red zone, officially anchored at the 14. It looked like we're going to have a GRC timeout. So the Cardinals pause play for 30. Broncos on the march from Glycod.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Back to live action. 6:05 in this first half. GRC on top of Frederick Douglass, 14-7. Broncos on the march, however. First down and 10 inside the Cardinals' 15-yard line. Pharaoh Watts has had a big run, and Dakari Talbert lambasted upon receipt back at the 20-yard line. That's a great open field tackle, and Talbert fortuitous to hang on to possession.
Absolutely. The moment the ball touched his hands, he was hit.
To a loss of 4. Couldn't get the number there coming around the edge for the Cardinals.
Well, that was a good timeout there, but is it Chirico or Chirico?
Chirico.
Chirico, by Coach Chirico, to just regroup that defense and make them get their heads into the game.
Second down and 14. Pharaoh Watts on the tote. Watts an eyelash away before he's tripped up at the 11.
They can still get a first down to the 5-yard line.
It's certainly a 4-down territory. Broncos went for it in the first quarter inside their 20 on 4th and 5. Tried to rush up the middle. GRC held, then very quickly scored the game's first touchdown. This 3rd down and long for the Broncos. Jackson Stroutman, no, beg your pardon, that's Darion Talbert, and Talbert in for a Broncos touchdown. Darion Talbert in for the rushing score in his second snap of the night from the Wildcat.
You look at this, good blocking on the perimeter. What's incredible there was just you can't underestimate his speed. There was good blocking, but yet still, you would not think he would have a shot at the end zone, but he just turned on the jets and ran it in.
Darion's second rushing touchdown of the season. And Steven Aranda trying to tack on the tying point here with 4:34 in this first half. Logan Busen gets the hold down, and Aranda nets the score at 14. GRC football in just a moment after this timeout.
The road, call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Broncos with 2 straight scores to tie the game. Darion Talbert in on the Wildcat. And a very pivotal drive here for GRC as they want to try, Bill, I think, to occupy the final 4:34 of the half and not give it up late.
Oh, for sure. That offense is just really clicking now for Douglas. So we definitely want to keep it out of their hands as long as possible.
And again, Frederick Douglass will have possession to start the second half. Aranda with a short kick up to about the 8-yard line. That's Kamani John, and John squirming out across the 35-yard line. A clever return, and GRC again will have nice starting field position.
He disappeared into a wad there, then just sort of bounced out and was able to pick up 10 more yards. Nice return.
Coming up at halftime, we'll update the score ticker. We will also provide some first half stats and highlights of this very intriguing first 20 minutes. So GRC at their 34 to start, and the White Hat going to swap out the football. Let's see what the Cardinals elect to do here on this very important drive late in the second quarter. Clements on a design rush. No, he's going to float it at the last moment. That's a lateral and a loose football, and Davis clever enough to knock it out of bounds.
Good heads-up play by Davis there. He did. He faked the run and then turned and threw the ball, which turned it into a lateral. And good heads-up and smart play there by Davis to smack the ball away.
That's going to be a loss. About 7 or 8 yards, but at least for the moment, the Cardinals avoid catastrophe.
And unfortunately, it stopped the clock for them, which is not. I'm sure they would like to put together a 4-minute drive here and put something on the board as time expired for the first half.
And the Broncos still have 3 timeouts remaining. As Clements, it's a handoff inside Davis, and this time not a lot inside. Frederick Douglass tackle. That's Nelson Arezia from his linebacker spot.
By number 42, Nelson Arezia, number 6, Caden Clay.
And now third down and very lengthy. We'll see what the play call is here. A little surprised Broncos didn't call timeout there to try to preserve some time. 3:44 in the second quarter. GRC, 2 early touchdowns. The Broncos have answered with a pair. As Clements waiting the snap from center Cash White. And Clements on a design rush. He'll cut it back inside past the initial line of scrimmage. And he's still about 7 or 8 yards short of a first down.
So Douglas went ahead and called that timeout now, wisely.
Will be fourth down and about
That'll leave them with 2 timeouts to get the ball, move down the field for another score.
Take one more look at the Clements run there on third down and 17, and he's very deceptive in the open field.
He really is. He's an elusive runner, and he's not that big a guy either. He's 165 pounds, 5'11", 165, but he uses his body well and runs like a much bigger runner.
Been a very intriguing and entertaining first half thus far.
Be interesting to see how GRC does this. What you don't want to do, let's see, who have they got deep back here? That's
Avion Chenault.
And so I'll be very surprised if they punt to him. I would expect to see either a punt out of bounds, or if they feel like they can get a punt off with great hang time where they can get down and cover it. But even then, I think the safe play here is just to punt it out of bounds, even though that could shorten the field somewhat for the Broncos.
Sam Clements, one prior punt, it went for 60. And he'll likely try to punt it again, and he will, as he'll quickly usher it out to the right. Chenault cradles at the 35, and there's Avion Chenault with a seam. And Chenault seeking a block, and Avion going to take it all the way in for a score. Bill, you talked about just avoiding that kick at all cost.
They call early in the year, Chris, they were playing Tate's Creek, and Tate's Creek had drawn to within 1 point. And I said, they'll just squib it here. They do not want to take a chance with Chenault. Sure enough, they kicked it deep, and he returned it 96 yards for a touchdown. I'm just not going to let him touch that ball, if at all possible, in the open field if I'm the other team.
So the Broncos with 20 in succession. Stephen Aranda back out there for a point after. And Aranda, again on the season, he's a 28 out of 29. This is really a three-headed monster in terms of Bronco kickers. Bo Hudson, Aiden Lawless will also attempt some kicks. Houston with a hold down. And the Broncos on top by 7. 3 minutes left in the half. We'll step aside more coverage right after this timeout from Glycod.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Avion Chenault, 65-yard punt return has given the Broncos their first lead of this game. And that ball is finally going to roll in.
You know what they say, never assume. He thought that ball was just going to just roll right in and almost just stop there at about the 1 foot line.
So GRC, now their turn to see how they can respond to a punch. And they'll have it from their 20. And again, the Broncos will possess the football, start the second half as well. GRC led 14-7 after the first. Broncos with 2 unanswered scores in the last 6 minutes of this quarter. First down and 10. We'll keep the ball on the ground as Clements for a few inside.
It'll be interesting to see on this drive what their mentality is. In other words, how much do they want to try to put a score on the board before the halftime, or how much do they want to make sure that they just go in 7 points down and not 2 scores?
I think the latter, as Jared Suter on the stop. Second down and long. As Cardinals still 1 timeout left, and Clemens going to put it in the air, and that ball is nearly picked off. Logan Busen with the deflection. And that would have been an absolute disaster had Busen somehow been able to hang on to this deflection.
He's been a real stud there on defense for this team. A commit to Bucknell, verbal commitment, and he's going to be playing after his high school days.
He leads them in tackles, 59. He's got 12 for a loss. Outstanding senior season. I know Coach Murray Garvin, the Bronco basketball team, really excited to have Logan back in the fold this winter. And it's third down and long. Clock idle at 2:15. And Clement's going to roll, and there's another deflection and incomplete. Was that Busen again? incredible back-to-back deflections, Bill, on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
And he almost ended up on that one and would have walked into the end zone.
Well, now for the Cardinals, you certainly don't want to second guess because they've had a wonderful game plan. But with the back-to-back incompletions, the clock idle over 2 minutes, and Broncos going to possess it again with over 2 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, going back to the point we talked about just a minute ago, do you want to try to score or do you just want to be careful to go in only one score down? And they could put themselves in danger here going 3 scores down the way that the Broncos have moved the ball the last 2 drives.
And the Cardinals, we're going to keep things here as GRC calls their final timeout. The momentum, I think, really shifted on that 4th down play, and you brought it up, Bill, how important it would be as the Broncos with that Peyton Smith touchdown rush on 4th down and 1, and that seemed to get the ball going down the hill for the Broncos.
Yeah, they've just got so much talent. They've just got to make sure that they focus and get after it and don't take anything for granted. Again, we're faced with a situation here. Are they going to punt the ball to Chenault? The backside to that is if you don't punt it to him, you put it out of bounds, then you're going to punt the ball, make a short punt. But I'll take my chances with a short punt rather than put it in his hands again.
So Sam Clements, 2 punts.
And when you're in this formation, it's hard to give your offense an opportunity. Your lineman an opportunity to get down and cover the punt.
And Clements will get it out, just barely, though. This time, Chenault scoops it up again, right at the 42. Avion to the near side. And he'll take it downhill just shy of the 30-yard line. There's a penalty marker at midfield. And certainly one would suspect it's against the Broncos as they try to aid Chenault running down the field.
Yeah, I saw one of the blockers throw his hands out to the side like, I'm not blocking anybody, holding anybody rather. So I'm assuming that it was that guy.
That will stem the momentum momentarily for Frederick Douglass. They're still going to have it just shy of midfield. Got some interesting scores. We'll report at halftime just a few miles away from here. Madison Central on top of Bryan Station handily in the first half. We'll update the score ticker. Of course, you can flip over to Glycod as well for that one. Keith Elkins, KJ Jones on the call there. There's Darion Talbert with a snap. Darion Talbert accelerating to the near side, and Talbert still on his feet at the 31-yard line. An incredible rush of 24 yards.
Down to the 32 or so. Gain will be good for a Clark's pump and shot. First down.
The Talbert 3 snaps tonight from the Wildcat, and they've all netted big gains.
Are you aware, Chris? Is he committed to someone?
As the last I heard, it has not. Ball State certainly. I'll check that he has. Ball State.
Okay.
So first down and 10. 1:30 in this second quarter. And that ball through Darion's hands, and Talbert back to scoop it up. And he's going to chuck it out of bounds for an incomplete pass. And there's the hanky. Got a penalty marker from the white hat. And there you see Nathan McPeak at the bottom of your screen. I think he's trying to aid the white hat to say, hey, there was somebody in the vicinity.
I'm not sure there was somebody in the vicinity, but I thought he was outside the tackles. Or am I getting my college rules mixed up here?
They may say that the ball didn't reach the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So it's against the Broncos. It is intentional grounding.
To avoid a 20-yard loss. Although it ends up that with a penalty.
Well, and for GRC, I think certainly they have to like the outcome of that play. And now it's second down and a bunch. Second down and long. Stroutman, there's a clever draw. There's Dakari Talbert, and Talbert is loose across the 40, and there's Dakari as he'll step out of bounds with some assistance, and there's a penalty thrown as well.
I could not believe that. It was right in front of the official. He grabbed his face mask and just pulled him down. The guy in front of it didn't see it, but I'm assuming that's what the guy that came across the field saw as well.
It was a back judge.
Look at it here on replay. Great move coming up here. A little body language, and you'll see contact, and this guy just grabbed the face mask and slung him down.
Yeah, that was Trey Davis, and that's going to be a first down. Maybe first down and goal.
Yeah, I don't really see how that referee in front of it just missed that, but oftentimes they're looking at things like the sideline. Is he stepping out of bounds? Can't see it all.
And the Broncos looking for their third score of this half. First down and goal. Under a minute in the frame. Stroutman in the end zone. Too high for Chenault, and Kamani John with great coverage.
They've got 2 timeouts left, so I still would not be surprised to see some sort of end run, try to run the outside because they have so much speed. They've got the ball in the right hash and got big field over to the left here. We'll just see.
Dakari Talbert will get the call, and beg your pardon, Peyton Smith has it instead, and Smith in for his second touchdown. It was the fake to Talbert that drew some of the defense, and then Peyton Smith, Bill, with a big touchdown.
Yeah, looking at that right tackle, came over and tried to trap him. Didn't hit his head on the side that he wanted to, but nevertheless the runner broke outside there we go.
And the Broncos going to take this in for 2. So Frederick Douglass with 2 more, as perhaps GRC not expecting that, and now 22 straight for the Broncos.
In a flash. That's how quickly they can score on you.
Let's take one more look, because I'm not certain, Bill, we were prepared for that 2-point try.
No. It's the old fake the high snap and get the ball over there to the other side. And if they don't put enough defenders over there to cover that, then it's just automatic they're going to go ahead and do that, typically.
Well, now things starting to slip away for GRC. 22 unanswered by Frederick Douglass. Got some big plays littering the field tonight, at least in this quarter, for the Broncos. Here's Braylon Nestor soaring up the sideline. He'll take it just shy of the 35. So now you've got 42 3/10. GRC did put it up twice on their last drive with just over left, and they were backed up inside their 25. The incompletion stopped the clock and really paved the way, perhaps, for the Broncos to score one more touchdown.
You know, I could see him taking a couple of deep shots here where you either catch it or even if it gets intercepted, if it's 30 yards down the field. Not much time left, but looks like they're probably just going to run it out with this set, but we'll see.
There's a little flipperation of the near side. That's Gunnar Martin, and Martin, my, and he'll take a big punishing blow up to the 32. That's Sion Khan, and a Bronco timeout. Nathan McPeak out on the field as he surrounds his defense, and take one more look. That was a Sion Khan with a punishing blow.
Wow, he came with a full head of steam. from 10 yards back and just never slowed down. The kind of things you like to coach as a football player, but, just not everyone's is open to that. But he certainly delivered a blow on that one. Nice tackle.
A loss of 1. Again, the Cardinals led after 114-7. I think the way Nathan McPeak's calling the defensive situation, they may take another timeout here. Well, check that. You got 3 seconds left. I thought the clock stopped well before that.
I did too. There it is. Okay, 33 seconds.
So 33 3/10. And the Broncos still 1 timeout remaining. With the Frederick Douglass win, they'll be at home next week. But certainly a lot of football ahead as the Cardinals try to stay in this game. A improbable first quarter gave them the lead, and now the Broncos flexing some muscle. There's Clements gang tackled in the backfield, and the Broncos burn as we predicted their last time out.
I'm not sure why they did that. I don't think they can get the ball back.
Short gain on the play.
Well, they cannot, barring a catastrophe on offense. With the play clock exceeding the 28.3 on the game clock.
Maybe he just wanted to tell his troops, look, let's don't do anything silly here. Don't let anybody run behind you. Don't be lulled to sleep. Don't be caught up in a play action. Don't get sucked in, all those things you want to tell your defensive players. Stay home. And let's go in here with this 15-point lead.
This Bronco team with 4 regular season losses, the most they've had in several years here. But still playing late in the year with a chance, if they can win this one, be at home next week. This would be their 6th consecutive quarterfinal should they advance. But all credit tonight thus far to GRC that has certainly come in and not taken a step back whatsoever. They're down at 10. Oh, that ball is loose. And the Broncos tried to get to it at the 28-yard line, and it will be Frederick Douglass football.
I just don't understand that, Chris. You're not going to throw a deep ball there. Just take a knee.
That popped out of Trey Davis's hand. And now Broncos void of timeouts, but they're going to get a couple of plays here from the GRC 27-yard line.
I would expect to see 1 or 2 throws to the end zone.
7-yard line, 23.2 remaining in the first half.
I think sometimes, Coach, you can maybe be a little too cute for your own good.
I think so.
Just like you said, take the knee and call it a day, or call it a half. Stroutman rolling across the 20, and Stroutman out at the 15-yard line. That's a scamper of 12, and that's going to stop the clock at under 16.
So now they still have 2 opportunities, I think, with 15 seconds to throw the ball to the end zone. This could be the dagger, Chris, if they do score here.
Well, Stroutman has had some success, over 250 rush yards on the year. That's a part of his game that's really grown this year. So now the line of scrimmage at the Cardinal 15.
I look at is that single coverage out there?
Stroutman to Avion Chenault, touchdown! Well, you saw it, Bill. One-on-one outside.
These guys know better than I do, but I'm not going to single coverage him, especially on a play where you know they're going to go to the end zone.
Chenault with 2 touchdowns in this quarter, the first on a 65-yard punt return. And that's 21. I beg your pardon, that's 28 Broncos points in a row. Aranda pounding that through. Take a quick 30-second timeout. Broncos now in control on Glycod.
The road, call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Avion Chennault is 14th receiving touchdown of the year. He now leads 6A. And Jackson Stroutman putting that one right on the money.
What's incredible if you think about it, Chris, 14 touchdowns on passes, and he's only caught, I don't know how many he's caught tonight. Let's say he's caught 35, so that would be 14 out of 35. More than a third of your receptions have gone for touchdowns.
Braylon Nestor inside his 5, and I think GRC exuberant to get to halftime as Nestor, a nice run across the 40.
Return out near the 40, flag down.
They got a penalty marker on that play.
Probably a little extracurricular on the sidelines over there. Nestor has returned every ball hard. He has made a good full faith effort to take it as far as he can.
And certainly field position, starting field position has not been the issue tonight for the Cardinals.
It has not. It has not.
Got a score in Northern Kentucky is going to open some eyes. Ryle 38, St. X 3 at halftime.
Wow.
Ryle, the 2 seed in the 6A. They lost to St. X by a touchdown earlier this year in Louisville, but tonight, a big first half. And an infraction on GRC with 4.5. And I think the Cardinals very astutely ought to just take a knee. And they will, and that's going to take us to half. Frederick Douglass, 36, GRC 14. Bill, really a tale of two quarters.
Just incredible. GRC jumped out, lots of enthusiasm, some good play calling there, some nice execution on a few plays to jump out and get that lead. And Broncos just bowed their neck and said, okay, let's do what we do. And just really marched right down the field. Each of the last 4 drives almost unimpeded.
Broncos over GRC at the half. We'll update the score ticker, keep you posted on all the area scores, and Bill and I will dissect this first half. Broncos on top from Glycod.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products.
Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete. Mathnasium unlocks the math potential in every child.
Back live on the farm, Chris LeBar, Bill Powell, the rest of our great Glycod crew. 36-14 GRC trails Broncos, and really whatever the message was, it was received in the second quarter by Douglas.
You know, that just goes to show you how much talent is on that field, and so explosive. You know, give me an amazing stat right here, Chris. I'm looking at possession time. Possession time, GRC 13 minutes and some change. Frederick Douglass, 10 minutes. They put 36 points on the board in 10 minutes of possession time. Just goes to show you how electric this offense is. And they were in the red zone 4 times, scored all 4 times, and they're just so explosive, and it's just hard to contain a team with that many weapons.
The GRC did so many things well, really. You couldn't have scripted it better for them to start this first quarter. Broncos go for it inside their 20 on 4th and 5, and just like that, GRC takes the lead, and my, oh my, you thought, what in the world's going on here? But form has really started to take hold here in this game.
Yeah, you know, that could have been a recipe for disaster there, but unfortunately I think that Coach McPeak was very confident in the skill and the ability of his team to, even if they weren't, to go ahead and take control of this game, which they did.
While we have a moment, we'd like to thank our great partners at Mathnasium for their support this season on Glycod all season long. Mathnasium has partnered with Glycod for the Scholar Athlete of the Week. If you'd like more information on the great services, you can visit mathnasium.com. They have 2 Lexington locations and trusted by over 1 million parents. Congratulations tonight to Broncos quarterback Jackson Stroutman, tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Jackson, number 1 in the Broncos class of 26 with a 4.15 GPA. Again, congratulations, Jackson Stroutman, tonight's Mathnasium Scholar Athlete of the Week. Broncos lead 36-14. We'll step aside, more coverage in just a moment.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the night owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit operationparent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this. Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
With Fast Signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast Signs, make your statement.
We're here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
36-14 halftime score. Frederick Douglass on top of GRC. We'll step aside, update you on the first half stats and tonight's scoring plays. It's been a very eventful first half. Broncos on top from Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the night owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit operationparent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this. Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
With fast signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast signs, make your statement.
We're here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Halftime at the farm. Frederick Douglass on top of GRC 36-14. Let's take a look at your first half numbers presented by Man of War Harley Davidson. And certainly on the ground, it's been very advantageous. Over 200 yards for Frederick Douglass. 226 yards. And, Bill, really not a lot of luck through the air tonight for the Cardinals.
No, it hasn't been. And, that defensive secondary there for the Douglas team is just really impressive. So many good athletes back there. But I'm looking at it here, 48 passing yards of what they've been able to do. And together just combined 111 yards of rushing and passing offense. So not really been able to get a lot on the – nothing on the board really after those first two series, which were both of them had a fortuitous start to. So not a lot of yards gained by that offense tonight.
For the Broncos, Dakari Talbert, 8 rushes, 105 yards, average of 12.6 with a long of 38. So 8 for 105. Darion Talbert has 3 rushes for 50 yards. Pharaoh Watts, 2 big runs for 33. And then Peyton Smith on 2 touchdown rushes, 5 rushes for 30 yards. And here is his second touchdown rush. And Peyton Smith been the constant in the backfield, at least from a stability standpoint this year, Bill.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we mentioned this before the game. It's just such a bevy of running backs. Everybody that touches the ball in that backfield is a threat to break every time they touch the ball. And I'm sure the coaching staff that works with them day in and day out sees who they want in those situations where you're 5 yards out or whether you're trying to go the distance there. But just a lot of talent.
Take a look at the scoring plays tonight. Started out very well for GRC. Trey Davis, 12-yard touchdown rush. Then Cam McAlpin on a 32-yard touchdown reception pass from Sam Clements. That was after a turnover, after an onside kick. And then the Broncos with Smith, Darion Talbert, 2 Avion Chenault scores, and another rush for Peyton Smith. And really you go back to a couple of the dilemmas, the decisions GRC made, kicking it to Chenault in the open field.
Yeah, he's just too talented. You just don't. I don't care what the situation is. Just punt it out of bounds, take your short punt, and just live with it. And especially because so often they like to line up in that quick kick formation, and it doesn't allow your down lineman opportunities to get downfield and cover the punt, and it just makes it much more opportunistic for a returner to come up with a big return.
What are some focal points here for GRC? They're going to be on the defensive end here, but what are some things that they can do to try to get back in this game?
Well, I think this first drive is, or lack of, is going to tell everything, Chris. I think if Douglas marches down the field and scores, this game is, by all intents and purposes, over. That remains to be seen. They will do that, of course, or not. Hopefully, you want your kids to keep playing for the entire game, and he's trying to build something of this program at GRC, and you want that. But they've got to start out here with a good stop and get the ball and try to just work their way back into this game in some way.
Sam Clements, 12 rushes, 54 yards. Trey Davis, 7 carries for 22. And Clements through the air, 5 of 9, a touchdown and 48 yards passing. Broncos will have the football when we come back. 36-14. They lead GRC on Glycod.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Frederick Douglass football as we welcome you back. Winner moves on to the regional round next week. Frederick Douglass win would have them at home perhaps against Mail at last chance. Last look, Mail was defeating Ballard 17-10 early third quarter. As the Broncos perhaps with a score here trying to put the hammer down. But you got to tip your cap to this GRC bunch, the way they so well prepared in this game and really had the Broncos on their heels early in this contest.
Yeah, they did, Chris. And they've got a really nice coaching staff. We alluded to some of those guys earlier there, but as I said, Coach Chirico brought two guys with him from Painesville, and then he had Andrew Susi. He's a defensive line coach, former Defensive Player of the Year, the OVC conference there at Eastern, and second or third team All-American, and I got to meet him, and so he's also on that staff. So they've got a real nice staff together. They're going to build something well over the next few years.
Well, the pedigree of Coach Jericho, both head coaches tonight with state championship victory in their resumes. And Levi Ross, an intermediate kick that's going to squib out of bounds.
Kickoff out of bounds. Flag on the play.
Call that lesson learned.
Well, if anything, it prevents a big return. As this Broncos offense, Jackson Stroutman, 3 of 5, 24 yards with one touchdown pass in the first half. That occurring to Avion Chenault with the 12 seconds left in the second quarter. And I think Chenault, for what's been asked of him, has played quite well in the first half. He's certainly shown the ability on the year and had a couple of nice rushes as well. So the first play from scrimmage from the Broncos 35. And not so fast, as Lee Corso would say, Bill.
A little anxious there. I'm not sure that number 23, that was, I don't have him. I think that's who that was.
Peyton Smith may have
Peyton
left.
Smith, yeah, just left a little early there, a little anxious to get started.
So in theory, that'll be 12 minutes left. Keep it 11:59 here as the Broncos begin here in this second half. There's Takari Talbert on the handoff, and Talbert fighting for extra yardage. Wow, would not go down on first contact. He'll take it for a few yards, and really that's a testament to what he's done so well, continue to run hard.
You know, and we alluded to this earlier, just 170 pounds, but he runs so much bigger than that, and he does not give up. Reminds you of a much smaller Walter Payton, and Walter just always ran so hard. Had an opportunity to talk with one of our former UK stars here and still lives in town, Joe Fetterspiel, and I asked him once who was the hardest player he played against, and he said Walter Payton.
Remember, Walter would lunge over the top there. He'd get down to the goal line, and he'd go airborne. Second down at 12. There's Jakari to the near side, and Talbert in space and squirms for a first down as Talbert wrapped up back at the 48-yard line. That was Salty Garant preventing a big gain.
Out near midfield into Cardinal territory. Gain will be good for a Clark's pump and shot. First down.
Talbert over 100 yards in the first half.
Again, if you were to look at his yards after contact, it would be off the charts. You've got to wrap him up. You just cannot hit him because he's just not going to go down that easily.
I think this is the second half going to be dominated by the Broncos' offensive line. This is a game perhaps going to be kept on the ground here. Try to limit opportunities. There's Peyton Smith, and Smith dragging for about a half yard. Beg your pardon, that's Tay Allen. And that's Allen's first rush. 300 running yards on the year.
Second down and 9.
That's pretty nice when your fourth biggest gainer has over 300 yards.
Yeah, in all of Coach McPeak's years as part of this program, I'm not sure there's ever been this much depth in terms of a running back. And they're all quality. You got Pharaoh Watts. I mean, we can go on down the list. Smith, Talbert, Tay Allen, Jeremiah Turner. Allen out of the backfield. Stroutman on a design rush, and Jackson Stroutman slivers his way for a first down to the 34-yard line and a pickup of 13.
They'll be good for another first down.
Part of his game, we talked about it in the first half, it's really developed, and it's become a weapon as well.
You've got, one of the great things you like to be able to do if you're a defensive coordinator is you have certain guys that you can key on, but you just got to throw that out the window with these guys because they have so many weapons.
First down and 10, Broncos on the march here. It's a low snap, and Stroutman a couple of positive yards. There you see some of the GRC contingent on that far sideline.
They really looked dejected walking to the sideline after that opening half. And so I was curious to see what kind of energy or emotion they would come out with. And I'm sure that coaching staff challenged them to play a full game here and show a lot of pride.
Second down and long. Tay Allen is in the backfield. Stroutman puts it in the air. It's grabbed by Darion Talbert, and Talbert reversing course to the near side, looking for a block. Stroutman helps with a little block, and Talbert going to pick up a first down as he slides down inside the 10. Where would you like to start on this play?
I'm just thinking, it's like watching side yard football right there. It got out, and, how many guys? 3 guys had a lick on him, and they bounced off, changed directions, cuts all the way across, gets some blocking, good blocking out front there by, I think that was number 2, Avion there. And so,
and the Broncos twisting and turning for a Jackson Stroutman touchdown. So Stroutman takes it himself, and the lead now balloons to 28.
Chris, we could go from seeing a team with a 14-point deficit to a running clock midway through the bad snap here.
Sure was. Going to be gobbled up, and score is going to stay the same at 42-14.
We've had several erratic snaps here that were contained, but that one was just no chance for recovery on that one.
Take a quick pause. Broncos in command on Glycod.
Get a jump start on end-of-year savings right now from Cartown Kia.
New 2025 Kia Sorento, just $329 down and $329 per month. Or the hot new 2025 Kia K4, just $229 down and $229 per month. Plus financing for 1.9% for up to 60 months or $3,000 off select models.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back live at the farm, Broncos starting to pour it on. 42 in succession. They trailed 14-zip at the 6:54 mark of the first quarter. That's Kamani John. And John find some yardage up to about the 30.
Bad field position this entire game. Just not been able to really make much happen after those first 14 points, though.
Got a penalty marker on the far sideline that just been identified. And the Broncos may pick up 5 extra here on the return. They will. It's against the Cardinals. Not been the best crowd on hand tonight. It's certainly getting a little cool. But, certainly one would suspect if this score holds, be a nice turnout next week, especially if Male is the Week 3 opponent in the postseason. The two teams met first Friday in October.
Sure, but if it's cold, all the more reason to sit home and watch us on Glycod, right?
Feet up in front of the fireplace. There's a pitch out in the flat. And the Broncos in pursuit there as the ball's grabbed up to about the 17-yard line. Ball caught by Zayden Turner.
Number 51, Gerard Suter. With the tackle at the 14-yard line.
Loss of about a yard.
Second down and 11.
Where did this game slip away for GRC?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think just those 2 quick scores that Douglas answered by after falling down behind 14-0, and I think mentally.
There's Clements on a hard-earned run. And he's going to drag tacklers. Good for him across the 20 down to the 23-yard line. He'll pick up about 8 yards.
You know, players can always convince themselves that we can play with this team, we can beat this team, but in the back of their mind sometimes there's always this doubt. And then when Frederick Douglass answered so quickly, I think, Chris, that's sort of like plants a seed. Gosh, this team just hammered us 2 weeks ago, and they're really good.
Big third down coming up for GRC. Clements 62 rush yards. And he is closing out his high school career in fine fashion. Third down in 3. Another rush for Clements. And this time, Logan Busen there to greet him in the backfield. And Busen having a stellar day around the edge.
Did not see the surge from that offensive line that we saw quite a few times there in that early in the game. And Clements just never really had a shot with that. You see 3 guys with good penetration on that, and he just did not have any opportunity to move that ball.
So now you've got 4th down and 4, and Cardinals look like they're going to shuffle on the kicking unit.
If your car's in the parking lot, if you're in
Looks like a conventional punt this time, Chris.
Haven't seen a whole lot of those. Sam Clements has punted 3 times, but they've been more of the quick punt variety.
still be interesting to see here if he can punt with some hang time and allow his team an opportunity to get downfield and cover, or if he'll just punt it out of bounds.
Got a pair of Broncos back to return, including Avion Chenault, who's returned to score via a punt. Boy, it's a high punt off the poor snap and retrieve. That's Darion Talbert to the near side, and Talbert going to reverse course. And Talbert trots out just shy of the 40.
Number 0, Darion Talbot with the return. Going to be out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Sometimes you can get away with that, but I know coaches lots of times are just going to want their guy to just turn it upfield, get what you can get, because when you step up in competition against somebody and you start, like, for example, if they play Male next week and he reroutes that and takes that 10-yard swing back, then you're liable to lose 10 or 15 yards that you wouldn't have. So there's always give and take on that approach.
Avion Chenault in motion. Stroutman flanks it out to Chenault, who grabs it on the go. And Chenault a loss of about 3. Nice play around the edge. J.D. Maston of GRC.
Loss of 5. Second down at 15 at the 47-yard line.
I have in my notes that J.D. was a transfer from Nashville. I don't know exactly when that transpired, if it was last year. But he was certainly a good acquisition for this GRC team.
We've had some positives tonight, unquestionably. That's Pharaoh Watts that's not going to get a lot of real estate inside. But certainly the question, could they sustain it? And that answer has been resounding no.
You see it happen so often in football. You come out, you're on a real emotional high, but no, I don't care what level it is, whether it's high school, college, or pros, you just cannot sustain that very long. And at some point, it's just going to boil down to execution, talent, game preparation, and some breaks.
Under 4 minutes in this third quarter. Broncos in full control on their way to a round 3 matchup here. Stroutman under heavy pressure, and Stroutman going to rifle it incomplete, trying to find TJ Stewart, the nearest Bronco. So 4th down coming up, as good job by the GRC defense. And we'll see what the Broncos elect to do here with Avion Chenault being their normal punter. He has certainly had some success back there on the year. Kamani John set to return back at his 20-yard line. And Chenault, a high kick aiming to the right. It'll trickle down inside the 20. That's a great punt by Chenault, as it's going to be steered down to the 4-yard line. That'll be a 44-yard punt.
Great kick and roll. That ball landed on about, what, the 20-yard line? Took a great Douglas bounce, and 4 players just surrounded it and motioned it, like waving it with their hands to roll on down. And they've got him pinned down inside the 5. Looks like about the 3.5-yard line, Chris.
Yeah, this is certainly the worst field position of the night for GRC. As the Cardinals will begin this drive officially at their 3-yard line. 5 and 6 are the Cardinals coming in. Broncos at 7 and 4. A rematch of an encounter 3 weeks back in which the Broncos won that one 35-0. Sam Clements in the shotgun. He's going to rush up the middle, and Clements with a burst and a seam. And Clements dragging tacklers up to the 28-yard line. That's a 25-yard run.
You know, it's interesting to think about someone like Sam Clements right now. He's a senior. He's 5'11", 165. I don't know that he has any college plans, immediate plans. And so, he could be looking at possibly his last football game. And so he's going to play. I don't care what the score is. He's going to play with a lot of emotion here.
He has turned in a dynamite effort again. A great game last week versus Lafayette. 167 total yards, including a touchdown. And we might have a brief pause in play. Not sure why.
Some problem with the clock. They were wanting it to get started, and it didn't. Now it goes.
So Cardinal football at their 28. Been a perfect evening for high school football. A little cool, a little crisp, but perfect November weather. Masden will hand it off inside. That's Clements. Loss of about a couple. These two guys pretty comparable in size, but they work well together in the backfield.
They really do. I think what you're seeing right now, if you notice, there was no surge from that offensive line I alluded to a little while ago, and I think the Mose Joes just left them. But it is a formidable defensive group there as well by Frederick Douglass.
2nd down and 12. There's Clements again with a burst, and he's going to pick up perhaps another GRC first down. Excuse me, that was Trey Davis on the carry.
Again, no real surge there, but there was a crease, and he hit that full speed. Nice job running behind his pads. Nice pickup.
We're folks, you can still visit the Raising Cane's concession stand. Old Kentucky kettle corn on the top. The concession stand has hot apple cider, hot chocolate.
Trey Davis going to take it for a yard or two. Actually, don't see Sam Clements out there on this series for GRC.
Let's make sure we get it right. Let's go to the menu.
A slow Bronco to get up.
Warm, salted, and cinnamon sugar pretzels in the concession stand.
2nd down and 10.
Looks like Trey Davis there calling the.
Yeah, don't see Sam Clements actually. There he is. He's in the H-back spot is Clements. And he's going to pave the way for Davis as Davis takes it to about the 44-yard line. It will be 3rd down and long.
And what could be happening here? I don't know if Trey Davis, he's listed as a receiver, but could be getting him a few snaps in for next year. They're going to lose both Clements and Maston, both senior quarterbacks. And it could be that they're just saying, look, let's get him a few snaps in there.
This might be the last play of the quarter coming up. Again, the Cardinals led 14-0, middle of the first quarter. And the Broncos have poured it on since. They scored a touchdown on a 4th and 1 from Peyton Smith that really began the scoring for the Broncos, and they have not looked back. It's Davis trying to sweep the edge, and Davis picks up a first down before he's upended across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Going to be a gain of 15. So Davis having some success.
Just got a text from someone that also, although Davis is listed in the roster as a wide receiver, he is a quarterback. So they're getting him ready, I think, for next year. Looking at the game here, he had carried the ball coming into this game, 10 carries for 100 yards. So 10 yards per average carry. So
we'll be right back after this.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
Make a bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. At new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Bill Powell, our producer tonight. Steve Bird, welcome back to the farm. Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington. GRC will possess the football to start this fourth quarter. There's Clements on a diagonal, and there's a pitch and a flip forward. Racing down the sideline is Gunnar Martin, and Martin out inside the 5-yard line.
Great play. The old hook and ladder play. And not quite it wasn't actually a hook on that, but very similar to the hook and ladder where you throw the completion and he pitches to the guy coming around. Great play. I don't really know why it's not run more often. Difficult to defend if executed well.
And had Martin been able to maintain his footing, he's in for 6. He's going to step back out at the 15. That's going to be a gain of 39 yards, and it's first down and 10 GRC. Trey Davis on the handoff, and Davis downhill for a few inside the 10. Let's take another look at that because that ball was on the slant from Clements and almost a hot tamale. That ball barely in the fingertips. That was Cam McAlpin that executed that so well.
Beautiful. It's like a little give and go in basketball. Like you said, just barely stayed his hands just a moment.
The score not the way the Broncos, or rather the Cardinals, would like it, but several bright spots. There's Davis powering his way, and a first down and goal coming up.
Glad to see the fight still in this GRC offense.
Going to mark this at the 1. So GRC trying to close this one out with some positives as they still trail by 28. First down and goal from the Frederick Douglass 1-yard line. And the Cardinals certainly not in any hurry, despite the score, to send on a play. Landon Belcher is in the backfield. Also Trey Davis back there. Davis gets the handoff. Trey Davis is in for a touchdown.
You look at that again, Chris. What they did is they ran an overload, an unbalanced line. Sometimes the defense does not adjust accordingly. Let's look at it here. You see that he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the line to the right of the center.
Levi on for the point after.
Nice play call down the
Levi Ross. Line. Yeah, the Cardinals have been very creative with some of their play calls. I think there's maybe a few they'd like to have back, certainly late in the second quarter. But the Cardinals have some slimmer glimmers of hope, if you will, as the Cardinals going to go for 2 here. And that's going to be incomplete on the pass from Clements, intended for Landon Belcher.
Number 24, Corey Fields. Pass breakup on the 2-point conversion attempt. Bronco, 42, Cardinal.
That play alone tells me they've not quite given up hope,
Yeah.
Chris. You know, get to 2 points, cut it to 20 points. Now it's a 3-score game.
So the Broncos will have possession. Jackson Stroutman scored the last time they had it on a clever quarterback rush. And Mail leading Ballard 17-10. That game is getting late. Ballard does have the ball, about 2 minutes left.
3.5 minutes remaining. Over.
But if Mail hangs on, they're likely the opponent here next week. Should this 22-point difference stay the same. Onside kick, and the Broncos there are able to gobble it up. That was wonderful recovery by Logan Busen.
Yeah, I didn't look closely, but obviously they had their hands team out there. When you look at the jersey numbers, 23, 25, 17, 15, obviously they had the receivers and skilled people out there too. They were expecting that.
And we'll see what the Broncos elect to do here. They've had so much success on the ground, over 300 rush yards collectively, or at least very close to it. And Jackson Stroutman will begin this series in the shotgun. And the handoff back to Dakari Talbert. Talbert coming in 540 rush yards. And he's got, have to be about 150 or 160 tonight. Here's Dakari to the near side. There's a penalty marker trailing the play. And that one likely on Frederick Douglass.
You know, when you looked at it right here in front of us, Chris, you could look at it, see the slot guy was also up on the line, and just assuming that he wasn't obviously lining offsides just tells you that he did not intend to go downfield, that he knew it was a running play.
Loss of 5 as Broncos will take it back inside their 40-yard line. They've had to earn it tonight. It's not been the prettiest game for them, but their offense has executed at a very high pace.
I think that George Rogers-Clark has obviously made some really good strides this season when you look at the scores and look how competitive they were early here. And so I think they can finish this season on a high note and feel good about the future.
There's no question about that. There's Dakari Talbert on the screen. Talbert gets a block from Avion Chanel. Dakari Talbert out near the 45-yard line. And it'll be third down and a few as Stroutman able to connect on the far sideline. Got a penalty marker, do we not?
Heard a whistle, but I don't see a flag.
And the PA announcer did indicate an infraction on someone.
Okay, they're going to mark something off. Okay.
And it will be against the Broncos. I don't see the penalty either, though. But it will be whistled against Frederick Douglass. A couple of them on this drive. So now you're looking at second down and
a bunch.
Yeah, 22. Second down and from where we are, Lowe's. 8:43 on the clock. Always great to come to Frederick Douglass. Great venue, wonderful supporting staff, and a first-class program. Second down and long, and that's a little flip. Nice grab on the run. That's Pharaoh Watts. Yeah, Stroutman lofts it, and Watts, though, paid the price as he'll lose a couple yards back to the 40.
Nice job on that GRC defense. They weren't fooled. A little misdirection. We watched the play here.
And now you got third down and the same. So third down and 22.
No hurry to get these plays off.
No, certainly not the case. Both teams 3 timeouts. And the Broncos trying to evaporate some more time and move on to the third round of the playoffs. Stroutman heaving it to Avion Chenault. Chenault with a catch and go down in for his third touchdown.
Nice job of stepping up inside the pocket, threw off his front foot. Avion with a nice grab and just outran everyone in the end zone. You know, you say he's going to Ball State, but I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of years to see him do well up there and maybe end up back here at Kroger Field.
Well, he's not going to Ball State. He's going to Western Michigan.
I'm sorry.
That's Darion Talbert.
Right, I got my names mixed up. Thank you.
But they're both going to the MAC.
MAC. Well, nevertheless, maybe he can still end up here at Kroger Field.
You might be right about that. As the lead now swells back to 28. Stephen Aranda been perfect tonight on extra points. And Aranda pounds it through. Will step aside. A lot of points tonight on the farm. Frederick Douglass enjoying a big lead from Glycod.
The road, call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Frederick Douglass, 49. George Rogers Clark, 20. Just over 8 minutes left. The game in from Bryan Station. Madison Central defeats the Defenders 21-19. And Kamani John will skirmish across the 30-yard line. So Chenault, 2 receiving touchdowns tonight, a punt return touchdown. And GRC will have it inside their 30. First down at 10. That ball through the midst of Clements. He'll scoop it up anyway and rifle it incomplete behind Kamani John.
Pass will fall incomplete. Second down and 10.
Clements with a rare miscue tonight.
Nice job of regaining his composure quickly and finding an open receiver.
Trips to the near side here on second down and long. Trey Davis barreling around the other side, perhaps back to the initial line or loss of a half yard or so.
41. Loss of yard. It'll be third down and 11. Brought to you by Manuel Harley-Davidson.
This district, the only district in the state in which all 4 teams won in round 1. And you've got 2, of course, that will move on to the quarterfinals, one of which is Madison Central. Third down and long as Clements rolling, and he's under heavy pressure. He'll rifle it. Nice comeback for the catch, and that ball is going to spill out, and it's scooped up by the Broncos. That was a wonderful hit in the open field. Let's see if we can identify the Bronco that absolutely put a lick on the receiver for GRC.
Number 27, Sion Khan, forced the fumble.
So Sion Khan credited with the fumble.
7:04 remaining. Ball marking for 31 on 3rd and 10.
Oh, my. And I believe Khan picked it up as well, Bill.
Yeah, what a play. Big hit.
So first down and 10. That's the third turnover in this game. Second takeaway by Frederick Douglass. And now they're -6 on the year, but Khan, a huge hit in the open field. And we have a penalty as well. Got unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cardinals, it appears. So free 15. Inside the 20 at the 16. See what the Broncos elect to do here on this very short field. New quarterback for the Broncos. That's Brady Ross, 5'10", 160-pound sophomore, and he'll hand to fellow classmate Jeremiah Turner. So Ross in for the second week, played sparingly last week versus Dunbar, 1 of 2 for 8 yards. So Jackson Stroutman's night is done. And the Broncos 6:34 away from a home date against a round 3 opponent that is still to be decided. Ballard and Mail 17 apiece late in the 4th. Might have another Bronco quarterback as well. That was Jimmy Dick that took the snap. So you had Ross take the first one. And then Jimmy Dick took the second snap. And it's 3rd down and 7. So Nathan McPeak going to get both of his young guys in for some meaningful snaps.
Always create such a good atmosphere in the locker room when everyone's been able to play and participate and have a part in the game, regardless of the fact whether it was really meaningful minutes. Nevertheless, it's just a real opportunity to get out there and be a part of it.
Got some young receivers out there. DeAndre Clay is one of the Broncos. He'll be lined up at the top of your screen, and we're going to have a timeout of some sort. It's on Frederick Douglass. Will step aside. 30-second timeout. Frederick Douglass in control on Glycod.
Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Broncos, despite a slow beginning, going to move on. They've got 3rd down and long. With the 5:20 left, be 3rd down and long from the GRC, inside the GRC 20. They've got a lot of close games. Ballard and Mail, they're going to overtime. Number 1 seed, top RPI team, Manual. They're tied with Great Crossing, 21 apiece, middle 3rd quarter. Back to throw is Dick. He's looking in the end zone, and that ball is incomplete. Tried to find Josiah Lemond on a slant. And now you got fourth down. Of course, a touchdown and an extra point would make this a running clock scenario. 29-point difference. And to talk with Coach McPeak, he's such a gentleman. Talked to him before the game, and he said, we took care of Dunbar last week. He's friends with Bulldogs head coach Wes Johnson. Despite the score, it was 42-0. There was no intent to run it up or anything like that, and certainly the same case applying here tonight. Dick back to throw. He's looking for Lemon again, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, I was always fortunate enough to play for a really good coach who just would never run a score up on anyone, and that's always important in terms of maintaining good graces with your coaching colleagues, because you're not always going to be on top of the mountain. And there's not a lot to be gained by embarrassing anyone.
No, there's not. And certainly as the playoffs go, competition increases each round, and all hats off tonight to George Rogers Clark. They were prepared, they were ready to play, and it showed early. Broncos too much talent and the explosive nature of their plays, and it's happened certainly at the ready every time Avion Chenald is touched it with 3 scores tonight. It's Trey Davis on a pitch as he'll flip it. It was Sam Clements on that one. No, beg your pardon. That was not Clements for the first time tonight. That was Yairemiah Israel.
Saw him a few times last week. He's a little guy. I think, let me look at that. I think he weighed 135 pounds, but he's pretty quick, explosive himself, just little.
And the Cardinals back to the rush. It's over 4 minutes to play. .413 as the Broncos will improve to 8-4 on the year, and another 7 days of preparation ahead of the regional opponent next week. And it's fourth down and 3 coming up. Bill, all season long, the preparation is such a high level, but in the postseason, it really picks up a notch.
Oh, for sure. And what you have to do is, for example, I believe that Douglas probably peaked a little bit for Male around the corner, maybe did a few things for them without letting their players be aware of it. But you can't let your players know that you're doing that, because they will definitely overlook someone. But you've got to be prepared. And I think they were expecting to maybe play Male next week. So we'll have to see if they come through.
This could be a first down. It's GRC on the rush, fourth down and 3. And to their credit, they're going to pick up a first down.
So we'll have to see if Male can come out on top. They're in overtime.
Against Ballard. That series has had so many incredible postseason games. Go back to that game against the Bruins 2 years ago, and one of the all-time greats. Ballard, in essence, about to win the game from the half-yard line. They fumble, and that just an improbable comeback for the Bulldogs. And that game, again, as Bill alluded to, right now in overtime as we speak. See what the play scenarios are here for GRC. And Davis going to one-hop the intended target.
I think he felt a little pressure from that backside on that and just went ahead and got rid of the ball.
Certainly some pieces for this Cardinals offense moving forward we talked about, and you have really, Trey Davis. They've got a couple of receivers coming back as well. Thias Morris, only a sophomore. Gunnar Martin has had a couple of big plays. He's a 10th grader as well. Is Davis on the snap, and Davis will barrel forward for a couple.
We've not really seen him throw the ball very much, Chris, but as I alluded to earlier in the broadcast, he's got two brothers that are playing college baseball that both have incredible arms, and so I'm sure that he does as well.
You take a look at Coach Chirico there. Well done. He had his guys prepared, ready to play tonight. Got an official stop. And for the moment, the clock idle at 2:01. Got an injured Frederick Douglass student athlete. Take another 30-second timeout. Back after this. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football from Glycod.
The road, call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Waning moments here tonight at Frederick Douglass on 3rd down and long, and Davis had an open target. Cam McAlpin was open. The ball underthrown and incomplete.
He got behind him. He definitely had him beat. Just couldn't quite get the ball to him on that one.
Fourth down and long. We'll see what GRC elects to do here for perhaps their final offensive play tonight. Broncos for the 6th straight year on to the quarterfinal round, and that ball picked off. Intercepted for the 3rd turnover tonight for Frederick Douglass. Lamonte Brown with the interception.
See it there, just hung it up a little bit too long, and you had 3 guys here around the receiver, and there's no real opportunity to complete that pass.
The Broncos take a couple of knees and move on.
See a lot of clean jerseys coming out there for the Broncos.
That's got to be a good feeling for those student athletes. Jonathan Tullock is amongst the new ones out there. We also have a look at Devon Ellery, a couple of key offensive linemen in the sophomore class.
Word on the street. Ballard.
To 1st down and 10. And the Broncos going to sub in. Looks like Jimmy Dick is back out there at quarterback. Also have Preston Davenport as well. And not exactly sure what the delay is about here with 1:08 left. Clock continuing to run. Broncos haven't snapped the ball, have they?
I did not see it.
There's one knee. And the Broncos perhaps another, and they're going to move on to the quarterfinal round. Ballard with a win in overtime versus Mail. And Manuel, Great Crossing tied at last look in the 3rd quarter. We'll update the ticker As soon as this game goes final, we'll also have the Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Player. Frederick Douglass, Bill, a hard-fought win, but they're going to move on.
Really talented team. They've got a chance to take the state title, as we all know, and be interesting to watch these next couple of weeks and see if they can get back to that stage and bring another trophy home.
49-20, Broncos advance. They defeat George Rogers Clark tonight. More coverage in just a moment. We'll be right back for the Cartown Kia postgame report right after this.
Bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. At new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
To hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Back on the farm, Frederick Douglass moving on, a 49-20 win as they defeat George Rogers Clark tonight. Broncos at one point, Bill, trailed 14-0 in the first quarter, but then it was all Broncos.
Yeah, reminds me of a game I saw at what was then Commonwealth Stadium one time when we jumped out ahead of Alabama 14-0. We got excited, but just too much firepower on the other side that time, and again tonight. They've just got too many weapons, and just took a little time to get going.
Cardinals, hard-fought game. They played well, certainly in phases, but too much talent, as Bill mentioned, and Avion Chenault, 3 touchdowns, and really the punt, I think, of the 3 was maybe the largest. It occurred late in the first half at a time where GRC was just really trying to get to halftime.
Hey, great point, Chris. They were in the game. They had a shot, and not only was it a big break score-wise, but it was just emotionally just a sort of a backbreak. I think what they put them up 2 scores then, and just really deflated that GRC defense and made a big difference.
Got some scores certainly to pass along to you. As the Twitter at the bottom of your screen here as really some interesting outcomes. You had Mail losing to Ballard in overtime, so we want to get confirmation on next week's round 3 opponent here before we relay that to you. But in any scenario, the Broncos are home for at least one more week and a chance to continue their run in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's always important, to be able to play at your home and in front of your fan base. And so they've got the road in front of them. I'm sure that Coach McPeak is going to be on those guys this week. Guys, it's in your hands. Let's take care of business. We've got it at home, one step at a time.
Most outstanding player on the other side of this pause, presented by Elite Building Products. But the final score, Broncos 49, George Rogers Clark 20. Back in just a moment from Glycod.
Get a jumpstart on end-of-year savings right now from Cartown Kia.
New 2025 Kia Sorento, just $329 down and $329 per month. Or the hot new 2025 Kia K4, just $229 down and $229 per month. Plus financing for 1.9% for up to 60 months or $3,000 off select models.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
A new year means next-level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back live at the farm, Frederick Douglass moving on. They're 8-4 on the season. A 49-20 win over George Rogers Clark. Cardinals fall to 5-7 on the season. Tonight's drive of the game presented by Central Kentucky Driving School, thanks to our great friends at CKY driving school. They offer behind-the-wheel instruction, safety-focused with state-certified instructors. You can visit them at drivecky.com or call 859-538-7775. And not too shabby in the first quarter. You've got a one-play 39-yard drive. Clements to McAlpin on that touchdown reception. And, Bill, that occurred right after the onside kick recovery for GRC.
Yeah, and just went for it right off the bat. No driving down there. Let's go for blood right here. And a nice throw, threw it up. Good coverage. But McAlpin made a nice catch of it.
We'll take one more time out our Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Player in just a moment. Be right back.
Get a jump start on end-of-year savings right now from Cartown Kia.
New 2025 Kia Sorento, just $329 down and $329 per month. Or the hot new 2025 Kia K4, just $229 down and $229 per month. Plus financing for 1.9% for up to 60 months or $3,000 off select models.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Don't miss the season of new traditions at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
A new year means next-level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Back live at the farm, 49-20 Frederick Douglass moving on to the quarterfinal round for the 6th straight season. Take a look at your most outstanding players tonight, presented by Elite Building Products in Nicholasville. Thanks as always to the great folks at Elite Building for their support here on Glycod.com. They offer windows, vinyl siding, doors, and many other accessories. You can contact them at 859-887-2440. And for GRC, certainly a credible effort by Trey Davis, but you can't go wrong with Sam Clements.
No, Sam is his usual. Did a little bit of everything for him. He threw the ball well, completed 8 out of 13, and ran for 63 yards. Trey Davis did have a good game. He ran for 90 yards. But putting his running and passing together, I think Clements was the and, of course, he had some nice punts, 3 punts for 41 yards. So I think you'd have to give him the edge.
A 60-yard punt to start things, that ball down inside the 5-yard line. And for Douglas, Avion Chanel, 3 scores, and the punt return really got things going for him.
It did. It just electrified everything, and I think it's just sort of really discouraged. It came at a time when it really just was a real shot to GRC and their hopes of having an upset, and so that was a big play.
Some incredible games tonight across the high school football landscape in 6A. You had Ballard again defeating Mail in overtime. Just an uncanny run for the Bruins. They've been to back-to-back semifinals. They have a chance next week, if they win, to move to a third in a row, and it will be Ballard here next week due to the RPI. Madison Central has a higher RPI, so Madison Central, with their 2-point win tonight at Bryan Station, their treat, a trip to St. Matthews to take on Trinity next week. Douglas will host Ballard. You've got number 1 RPI, Manual, right now losing 6 minutes left in that game. They are down by 7 to Great Crossing, but they're driving down at the Great Crossing 11-yard line, perhaps for a tying score. That game late at DuPont Manual. But all that aside, the Broncos, there's going to be 8 teams left in 6A, and the Broncos are one of them.
Yeah, it's exciting. That's a lot of good teams, a lot of exciting football left. I'm looking forward to it.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you very much.
Bill Powell, thanks to him for gutting it out tonight. Thanks to our great Glycod crew. Steve Bird has been our executive producer. Joe O'Million on camera. Shedroke Artistani, our outstanding assistant. For Bill Powell and all those guys, I'm Chris LeBar. Good night from the farm. Broncos defeat GRC 49-20. We'll see you next week for more high school football on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School Football. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. Tonight's game was brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville. Movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington. Changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun, casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. Community Action Council. New Vista. Tech 24. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment. And Fast Signs.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.